My name's Kurt Card. I'm a local potter here in the Baywood, Galax area. In the process of opening up a pottery shop that should be opening at stores in July. We're going to be teaching workshops for all the different firing methods and giving lessons as well. The pottery culture in the whole Appalachia area is just has such great, rich roots, and a lot of the local potters I visited, and I go to different pottery studios and see the work, and it's just really inspired me in the way I do my work. I'm one of those guys that just does things and figures it out. So I bought a pottery wheel and figured it out. I did some YouTubing and stuff like that, but for the most part, I just trial and error. Probably my biggest influence was a fellow that I met in Seagrove, North Carolina, and his name's Takaru. He's a Japanese fella, and just always had been in love with his work, always astounded by his work. We actually did quite a bit of conversing through like Instagram Messenger, and he gave me a lot of pointers for building a wood-fired kiln, especially. That's quite a project. You can actually dig wild clay, or you can use pre-made clay, and typically I use pre-made clay that I get out of the Asheville area. There's a big clay manufacturer down there. And then the process itself, where you would make the vessel, you can either build it by hand or you can throw it on a pottery wheel. And then once you throw the piece and you're finished with it, you have to actually let that dry to a bone dry state. It usually takes a couple to 3 weeks for that to happen, depending on the size and the thickness of the piece. And then from there you get there's 2 firings in a kiln. The first one is what they call a bisque fire, and that lets the clay not quite be vitrified or to a ceramic, but it allows it to accept a glaze and absorb that water content. It's dry enough. And then once you put your glaze on, then the final firing happens. And that's when you see, for instance, one of these pieces here, you have several different glazes, and I make a lot of my own glazes. So a lot of these are from different forms of ash, and you'll get the different colors, the greens, the yellows, the oranges. And then I use an iron oxide on the inside, which gives you that real deep burgundy color. So you can use a lot of natural elements and minerals that are found, right here in the earth to make your pottery. We actually have 3 different kilns right now. We have an electric kiln, which is what you can use during the winter for small projects, and it's when you don't want to be outside in the freezing cold. And then we have a gas-fired kiln, and we do a lot of alternative firing methods as well, and raku is one of those. And that's where you see where the pieces are, set on these big fires, and it's just really fun. It's a really interesting way. And then the wood-fired kiln really goes back to the old traditional pottery, even as far back as the year 800 in Japan. I love making little moon jars, and I make bigger pieces as well. You can't make enough coffee mugs. Everybody loves coffee. And the beautiful thing about these, they'll last forever. This couple, unless you smash it, it'll be around for 100 years.